What's up, guys? Welcome back. It's the holiday season, and that probably means you have some family in town visiting. Hopefully it's the family you like. Either way, you got to keep them fed, and I have just what you need today. I'm showing you how to make this delicious croissant breakfast casserole. Meet me in the kitchen. Let's make it happen.
That's perfect.
All right, guys, so what we're making today is basically like a savory bread pudding. We get the party started by prepping our veggies. We got 1 onion here, a little spinach for health. Totally optional. You can omit the spinach if you want, or you can throw some more veggies in here. Some peppers and mushrooms, things of that nature work great. Really, whatever veggies you have in the fridge will get the job done. Casseroles are a thing of beauty because you can just kind of dump everything into a casserole dish and bake it. But again, this is kind of like basically a savory bread pudding. We're using croissants, which are delicious, buttery, add tons of flavor. The flavor profile of this dish kind of reminds me of like the soufflés at Panera. You get that croissant bread, you get the cheese, the eggs, the bacon, and the sausage, depending on which one you choose. It's actually the perfect breakfast in my opinion, because I'm a croissant guy. But if you can't find croissant, you use brioche bread as well. So there's 1 onion diced. I'm gonna give a real rough chop to this spinach. That's kind of on its last leg, but it's perfect for a casserole. There we go. About 1.5 to 2 cups of spinach, 1 medium-sized onion. That's all you need. All right, guys, so you can use whatever protein you want. For those folks that don't eat pork, you can always use like turkey sausage or chicken sausage for this recipe. Turkey bacon would work. I'm not a huge fan of turkey bacon, but if that's your thing, by all means, go for it. We're going with 8 pieces of bacon today. This casserole can feed at least 10 to 12 people, so it's perfect. The reheat value is there. Warms really nicely. It's better the next day, especially if you put it in the air fryer. A little pro tip. So we're gonna go ahead and fry up this bacon, then we're gonna add the sausage to that, cook the sausage fully, remove that, and then cook our veggies in the pork fat. We're gonna strain a little bit of it for health, but other than that, we want some of that pork fat to flavor our spinach and onions. All right, guys, now we're gonna go ahead and add in the onion, the spinach, cook that down a little bit, add in a little garlic, season to taste, and we're gonna mix that in with the sausage. I'm putting the sausage at the bottom layer because once we add the egg and cream mixture and it bakes in the oven, it's gonna raise everything up. So it's not gonna be right at the bottom like it looks like right now. So don't worry about that. We wanna get some seasoning on here. Again, the spinach is optional, but it adds some nice color and some veggies to the party in an otherwise not so healthy dish. Good way to sneak in some veggies on the kids. You can make a veggie version of this and just omit all of the pork if that's your thing. Either way, it's gonna be good. All right, guys, the next step is to go ahead and make our custard or our egg and cream mixture. For that, you need a large mixing bowl, 8 eggs, and 3 cups of heavy cream or a mixture of heavy cream and milk, whatever you have in the fridge to get the job done. We're gonna go ahead and add that in now. A little bit of Dijon mustard, some sage to add that holiday flair, and some seasoning, and that's what's gonna really bring this casserole together. All right, guys, so at this point, you want to go ahead and give this a good mix with a hand blender or just a whisk. Get that sage worked in there. Kind of looks like bad weed, but it's going to add a nice holiday flair. We got some seasoning, a pinch of chicken bouillon powder just to elevate the flavor. Totally optional. It does add a little MSG to the party, but I'm a fan of that. But again, we're just going to mix this together. We got 8 eggs in total, 3 cups of cream, some seasoning, little red pepper flakes for a pop of heat. And that is all you need, my friends. All right, guys, for this casserole, we're using 3 cheeses. We have Gruyere, sharp white cheddar, and Parmesan. These are gonna play really nicely together. They play off of the spinach and the overall concept of the savory bread pudding that we're making. So we're gonna go ahead and grate this. I'm a big fan of grating your own cheese. Reason being, the store-bought stuff has anti-caking agents like potato starch, and that doesn't always melt nicely. It helps prevent the cheese from clumping up in the bag, what you know, makes it look good enough for you to buy it. But when you go to throw it in your cheese sauce or mac and cheese or whatever you're making, it's not going to melt as nicely. So we're going to go ahead and grate our own today. Taste as you go. You always want to taste your cheeses too. You know, different brands are going to have different sodium levels. You always want to know what you're adding to your dish. So we're going to go ahead and grate this up, add a little bit to the custard, and then we're going to top the casserole with the rest. Now, my friends, it's time to go ahead and add the bread to the custard. If you've ever made bread pudding, you know this step. One thing that I will say, though, when using croissants, unless they're really stale, which these are not, you don't want to soak them for too long. So I'm going to add them in, give them a good mix, and then dump them directly into the casserole dish, which is kind of not what you want to do for like a sweet bread pudding. But for this application, I want the bread to be nice and crisp because it adds texture, which is what I like for this particular recipe. So we're going to add 8 croissants. And then we're going to fold it all together, add it to the casserole dish, hit it with some more cheese, and pop it in the oven for about 40 minutes. That, my friends, is a casserole. The croissants are protruding out, nice and crispy, golden brown. It almost smells like pizza in here. I'm kind of thinking I should do a pizza version of this. You want to let this cool for at least 15 minutes before you cut into it. Allow everything to kind of come together and thicken up like you if you eat too many of these. But this is the holiday season. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and plate this up. A little extra Parmesan, some parsley, a little crumbled bacon, because why the hell not? We're here for a good time, not a long time. This is the part where I say brace yourself for a trademark money shot. Say it with me, guys. Looking good. The only thing left to do is dig in for the taste test. But before we do that, please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell to enable notifications as well. All jokes aside, guys, this could very well be my new favorite breakfast, at least for the moment. You can hear the crispiness of the croissants, giving it some texture. Oh, man. Nice and soft on the inside. It's got the bacon. It's got the egg. Breakfast sausage. Don't want to short myself in the croissant bite. Bro. If you've ever had the soufflés from Panera, if you've ever had the soufflés from Panera, I would kind of, what the fuck word am I looking for?
Replica. You trying to say replica?
No. I would kind of, all right, I'm gonna say it one more time. God damn. If you ever made bread, Jesus Christ.